This is Buddy Baker. He used to be the costumed superhero Animal Man, channeling the powers of animals to fight crime. But that was a long time ago. He gave it up to get married and have kids. This is his family. Ellen is his patient wife, Maxine is his 4-year-old daughter, and Cliff has this awful haircut. Buddy recently found a second career as an actor. He starred in a Ryan Darrenofsky film about a washed-up superhero. Buddy likes his life, but on the advice of his son, puts on his old Animal Man costume and attempts to quell a hostage situation at a hospital. It goes well, but then Buddy starts bleeding from his eyes. No one knows why. That night, Buddy has terrifying dreams. He sees his son gutted and his daughter wearing the Animal Man costume. Dream Maxine says they need to go to the Red Place. Buddy is stripped down to his nervous and circulatory systems, and he sees 3 monsters, claiming to be agents of the rot. These are the Hunters 3. Buddy wakes up. Just a dream, but Maxine's in the backyard playing with dead things. Buddy's eyes start to bleed again, and Baroque tattoos appear on his body. Maxine says they need to find the Red Place, and Buddy's tattoos are a map. Ellen doesn't like it, but Buddy and Maxine take off in search of the Red Place. The physical search becomes metaphysical, and the Bakers encounter the totems of the Red. The totems are former protectors of the Red, the manifestation of all animal life. The totems have a problem. There's a rot in the Red. Maxine is the avatar of the Red, but she's too young to take on the rot alone, so her father helps her defend the totems. They are able to fight off the rot, but this was just a symptom of a bigger problem. All-out war is coming, and Maxine must survive to fight in this war. One of the totems takes on the form of a talking kitty cat and joins the Bakers. Meanwhile, the Hunters 3, remember the Hunters 3, have entered the world by bursting out of some hippos at the zoo. It's upsetting. The creatures take human forms, well, human-ish, and go after Cliff and Ellen. Luckily, friend of Animal Man, Detective Crenshaw, comes to their aid and helps them get to Ellen's mother's place in the country. Unluckily, that's not really Detective Crenshaw. Remember the Hunters 3? Buddy shows up to save the day, but the hunter is too much for him. Maxine summons all the animals in the forest to defend them. It's super effective! For a second, anyway. The animals eat the decaying rot monster's flesh and become infected with the rot themselves, transforming them into hideous rotimals. The Baker family, with Socks the talking cat in tow, hop in Grandma's RV and drive off in search of the only person who can help them now. Swamp Thing. The problem is they don't really know where they're going. Tempers are running high. Cliff doesn't like being on the run. Grandma doesn't like Buddy putting his family in danger, and Buddy's prophetic nightmares are back. This time, he sees a teenage Maxine fighting alongside Swamp Thing. That dream fight doesn't end well. But Buddy wakes up to worse news. There's a whole army of rotimals outside the camper. Maxine attempts to talk to the animals, but they tear her limb from limb. Buddy flips his shit and rips those motherfuckers in half. Sorry about the swears, but the man just lost his daughter. Or did he? Maxine jumped out of her own body and into another. Maxine's totally cool with this, but Grandma can't deal. Cliff spots helicopters. Apparently those rotimal attacks are going on all over the place, including at a nearby town. Buddy leaves his family to protect the town. He calls Maxine his little wing. Buddy arrives on the scene. It's a total disaster. Rot monsters are everywhere. A fight ensues. Buddy loses. The rot infects his lifeless body, and he is reanimated as one of the Hunters 3. Remember the Hunters 3? Maxine can sense that something has happened to her father. Socks insists that they need to find Swamp Thing to protect Maxine. Ellen's about to pack it all in and give up when she's approached by John Constantine, Zatanna, and Madame Xanadu. Constantine makes fun of Cliff's haircut, but more importantly, Xanadu shares her vision of the future, a wasteland where only Ellen and Maxine survive. She also suggests that the whole thing is Ellen's fault, somehow. Outside, Cliff is abducted by a rot buddy. Meanwhile, inside the Red, Buddy's life force has its own little adventure. He meets this hilarious goat man, they sail on a blood ocean, and they battle some rot infestation with the warriors of the Red. Buddy meets back up with the totems, who grant him a new body and tell him that Cliff is in danger. Oh, it's on now. Buddy sprouts wings and flies to his family. He's reunited with his little wing. Aww. Then he confronts the rot version of himself. Buddy uppercuts his head off. The Baker family enjoys a moment of peace, but Cliff feels dizzy. Cliff says he can see Anton Arcane coming, and passes out. The end.